A rich man was driving down a country lane when his sports car broke down. He got out of the car and started walking along the road to look for help, but after a few minutes he realized that there wasn't anyone around who could help him. So he turned around and started walking back to his car. Just then, an old man in a beat-up pickup truck offered him a ride. The rich man hesitated, but eventually got into the truck. The old man drove them both to a nearby gas station, and the rich man paid for the ride with a credit card. As they were getting ready to part ways, the rich man said to the old man, "I want to give you $100 for your kindness." The old man politely refused. No, it was no trouble at all. The rich man insisted and pushed the money into the old man's hand. The old man finally took it and said, "Well, if you insist, but why don't you use some of that money to fix your car? It looks like it could use a paint job." The rich man replied, "That's a good idea, but I'm too busy to waste time fixing my car. I have more important things to take care of." And with that, he got into his broken-down car and drove off. The old man watched him go and shook his head in disapproval. As soon as the rich man was out of sight, the old man got on his CB radio and said, "All units, stand by. I have a rich guy with a broken-down car in need of some assistance." Within minutes, several other trucks and cars pulled up behind the old man's pickup. A tow truck hooked up the rich man's car, and a mechanic got to work on fixing it. The rich man sat there watching them work, feeling a sense of shame as he realized that he had been outsmarted. Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to learn how to stay strong when life falls apart. Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a very hard-working and honest woodcutter. He had a big family to feed, so he spent most of his waking hours in the forest cutting wood. One day while chopping wood, he felt a sharp pain in his leg and looked down to see that his leg was bleeding profusely. In a panic, he quickly tied a bandage around his leg and hobbled home. His wife was very worried when she saw him in such a bad state and immediately began to clean and dress his wound. But unfortunately, the cut was deep and would not heal properly. The woodcutter tried to hide the fact that he was in pain, but his wife knew something was wrong. She visited their neighbor, an old wise woman, and asked for her help. The wise woman examined the wound and told them that the only way to save the woodcutter's leg was to amputate it. They were devastated, but knew that it was their only option. The next day, the wise woman came back to check on the woodcutter. She was surprised to find that he had already made a full recovery and was back to work, chopping wood again. Amused by his resilience, she asked him how he was able to recover so quickly without even finishing the operation. The woodcutter stopped chopping and looked at her. "Didn't you come to cut off my leg yesterday?" he asked. The wise woman replied, "Yes, I did, but you didn't let me do it." Confused, the woodcutter asked, "Why would I stop you?" The wise woman smiled and said, "Because you are stronger than you think." She explained to him that his strong will and determination to live his life to the fullest had healed him. The woodcutter thought about this for a moment and realized that she was right. He had never felt weaker than when he had given up hope, but now he felt stronger than ever before. He went on to live a long and happy life with his family, chopping wood in the forest and providing for their needs. Now let's move on to the second story. One day, a young boy was playing near a river when he suddenly slipped and fell into the water. He struggled to keep his head above the surface, but the current was strong and he was being swept away. Just when he thought he would drown, a man reached in and grabbed his arm, pulling him out of the water. The boy was shaken but unharmed. He looked up to see who had saved him and saw an old man with a long white beard. "Thank you for saving my life," the boy said. "You are very strong." The old man smiled and said, "It was no trouble at all, but you must be careful near the river. The current can be dangerous." The boy nodded his head, still shaking from the experience. "I won't go near the river again," he promised. The old man watched him go and thought to himself, "That boy has a lot of strength inside of him. If he can control it, he will accomplish great things. Many years passed, and the boy grew into a strong and successful man. He became known throughout the land for his strength and courage. One day, the man who had saved the boy's life many years ago came across him in the market and called out, "Hey, strong man, do you remember me?" The man looked at him for a moment and then it hit him. "Of course I do," he said. "You saved my life when I was just a boy." The old man smiled and said, "I knew you would become a strong man one day. You have accomplished many great things." The man was honored by his words and asked, "How did you know I would become a great man?" The old man replied, "Because when I pulled you out of the river all those years ago, I saw something special in you. You may not have known it yourself, but you have always been strong." The man thought about this for a moment. He had always been considered strong, but he had never thought of himself as a great man. He had worked hard to achieve his success and had never given up in the face of adversity. He realized that it was his inner strength and courage that had helped him to achieve everything he had. The old man was right. He had always been strong, and he knew that he would continue to be strong for the rest of his life. Friends, these stories teach us that we should not lose hope in difficult situations. We should stay strong and keep moving forward because we are stronger than we think. Sometimes we need a little help from others to get through tough times. But that doesn't make us weak. It makes us human. We should be willing to ask for help when we need it and be there for others when they need our help. These stories also teach us to appreciate the people in our lives who help us when we are in need. They may not realize it, but their actions can have a profound impact on our lives. We should be grateful for the people in our lives who are willing to lend a helping hand and never lose sight of the fact that we are stronger than we think. We hope you enjoyed these stories. Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching.